What's up, guys? This is Spooky. Street Fighter Duel has finally released this week and I'm extremely excited. I've been having lots of fun building my roster of fighters on my stream and working on synergies between the characters every day. Now, I did notice that there's one battle in particular that many players struggle with, and it's the Super Chun-Li at the end of stage 4-36. So in this video, I'll be giving you many tips on how to defeat her. I'll also include excellent general tips for improving your teams and progressing whenever you get stuck like this, so you can advance without having to wait as long for your idle rewards. This video is sponsored by Street Fighter Duel. You can download right now and play on your favorite mobile device. It includes many of your favorite Street Fighter characters in strategic RPG style. You will have to travel the world and do battles to improve your roster and find out Shadowlu's plans. I love the many mechanics in this game, and it also includes many of my personal favorite Street Fighter characters. So I'm very excited that the game has now released, and I've been playing every day, and I hope that you guys will also give it a try along with me. Now about this special Chun-Li battle. Stage 4-36 is the first brick wall for many players, as you'll need not just experience, but you also have to set up an efficient team, since their team is also quite efficient. First, let's take a look at the team and her skills so that we can form a counter strategy. Now, their team is very solid for early game, including 4 characters of wind type for the synergy advantage and able as well to help tank for Chun-Li. Chun-Li's skills are also excellent or top tier even for an A rank. She has Kikosho, which hits all characters and has a high knockdown tendency. Her level 2 super also hits all characters and it does very good damage. Her biggest danger is her passive, Heavenly Kicks, which also allows her to build 100 meter every time she gets a critical. This can only go off once per 10 seconds, but it really only needs to happen once in the fight for her to overwhelm your team with constant super moves. This really forces you to try to land the first attack on their team, but even that's difficult because she has a very high base speed of 125, making it very likely that she's going to get the first attack. In this example fight, we see Chun showing the true power of all the things we discussed, getting the first attack on the team and doing tons of damage with her super comboed into her level 2 super in a chain. Alright, my first tip is to take advantage of faction bonuses. By building your team with 4 characters of the same faction and 2 from another, you can give your team a significant HP and attack boost. Having just 4 characters of one type will still make a big difference thanks to the HP bonus that you get alongside attack. Now for bonus points, Chun-Li is a blue or a wind type. This type is countered by red and fire types, making some particular red characters really valuable in this fight, like Dawson. Dawson is great for AoEing the entire team, burning everybody, and also getting extra damage thanks to the counter. You can also use your own wind team, which is the plan that I'm going to show you in this video. But if you try to use a lightning based team, you're going to have more trouble and you're probably going to need more stats to beat this fight. My second tip is to make sure that your team is capable of executing a level 3 super. This will probably require you to raise at least 1 character to level 61, but in this example battle I'm going to raise 2. So I'm going to have Cammy pass level 61 so that she has a level 3 super, and Gao as well pass level 61 so that he has access to a level 3 super. If you need more breakstones to limit break a character and get them to the right level, then check out the Supreme Fist Tower in the Explorer area, which is a great way to get lots of breakstones very quickly. Now the same tips that we're talking about for defeating this fight also work extremely well in the entire rest of the game, of course, including Supreme Fist, so take advantage of your synergies to progress very quickly in the tower and get more breakstones. If you need more experience and fight money, then clear everything that you can on day 1. So check out Shadowlu City, which is a fun little puzzle mode where you can get experience and fight money. Global Operation is a kind of a battle mode as well, where you can get special equipment as well as free goodies. All the same rules again here apply, so make sure to take advantage of the tips you've already been using to improve your teams, just to beat all these extra modes, complete all the little side quests, do all the things that you need to do to get the most resources so you can get the most possible experience into your team before you try to take on the battle again. Superhero side missions also give you resources when they're defeated. You can use them to get more roles and try to get more characters. The superhero missions are some of my favorite in the game. Sometimes you get to use other characters, sometimes you're forced to use your own team, and there are silly battles like this crazy giant strong Honda battle that I enjoy. These are all good ways to try to build some power. You can also give any new equipment that you get from the missions, the mode, Shadowless City, and everything else. You can give the equipment to your characters as well to raise their power. Lastly, after you tried all of that, make sure that you use all your idle gains, all right? Use fast gains if you have them available, especially the free fast games. You may even want to use some gem-based fast gains. I usually like to go until 50, and sometimes I do the 100 also, sometimes I don't. It just depends on like my mood at that time. And you can also use up any XP items that you have in your inventory from the various missions and quests that you have completed for the day. Alright, now just a general warning about these item resources that come in your bag, as well as using resources in general. Everything here is based on time, and time is based on how far you've cleared in the story. So you want to, when you're trying to clear missions and push, like this mission that we're talking about, you want to try to make sure that you get as far as possible in the story mode before you take advantage of any gains like this, whether we're talking about what you have in your bag with all these gains. And you see how even though I have several of these gains available, I'm taking my time and I'm only using them when I need to get past a certain point. That's because the later that you wait until you utilize these items, the more value that they have. Look how many of them I have saved up on this FTP account right now. And this is how you need to be thinking too. Use the stuff when you need it, but save it until that moment comes. It's like, man, I cannot progress unless I use this stuff. And that's when you start, eating your XP and eating everything else. And then the next day when you log in and you do all your missions and your quests, just think the same way. Save everything until the last possible moment where you feel like you're forced to use it and you have no other resources to progress. Now, I also want to talk about the reset mechanic a little bit because this will help you here greatly. This mechanic lets you reset any fighter's level and take all their resources back to give to another. There's no waste during this, so you don't lose anything. You don't lose any resource. It's straight up, they give you back everything that you invested into that character. This is really a good way to test different builds based on what fighters you have available, and you won't lose any of your hard-earned experience or fight money by going this route. Anyway, having told you all those tips, everybody, here's an example team that worked for me on a free-to-play account. There are 4 wind and 2 fire types so that I get the maximum possible bonus. And Abel's job is to soak up damage, alright, and make sure that my team can do what they need to do. The team's main combo features 2 area effect attacks from Gao to help slow them down, knock them down, and just keep them in general from doing what they need to do to attack us. The best part about it is that this team, although we were behind on stats and we were behind on speed because Chun-Li's so fast, it still was able to win, although the Chun team had the ability to get the first attack. Now, a couple more tips, guys. If you think you have the right team and the match is coming very close, then you may just want to try a few times or try switching around your supers, because the enemies, of course, when they're higher than you and they have higher stats, there's so many bonuses that kick in, but you still can get critical hits, which are random factor, and there are a couple other things that are random factor that can swing in your way if you retry the battle a few times. Now, when you do finally take down Chun-Li, alright, you're going to gain access to the limit break feature, which is game changing for your account, alright? It allows you to level sync your characters to your highest 4, which lets you really open up the team experimentation so you can play around with your level 1, your level 2, and your level 3 super combos. And also makes it so that you won't have to reset your fighters as often to test different strategy. Alright everybody, so that's it for this video, but hopefully these tips will help you out in defeating Chun-Li on stage 4-36. I think that they're very good general tips too for progressing in the game. Now sometimes you are going to eventually reach a wall no matter what, where you're going to have to wait for that influx of AFK time, as well as missions from the next day and other goodies to continue. But you should really try to exhaust all the resources that you have first, because as you know, the farther you progress in the story mode, the more idle gains that you get. So by pushing as hard as possible, you're kind of speeding up the overall progress of your account. And that's why pushing early on that Chun-Li 436 is so important, even if you're a little bit behind on power. And again, don't be afraid to give up, even on this battle. If you can't beat it, don't be afraid to give up and try again the next day once you have a little more resources. Speaking of which, on day number 2, you happen to get a very useful character, Mad Ryu, which I'll be making another video about and talking to you about all soon. Now, thank you very much for the love, everybody. Once again, this was Street Fighter Duel. Thank you very much, Street Fighter Duel, for sponsoring this video. I appreciate you all. I will be including a link in the description for you to try out the game yourself if you'd like to download and play. It's very fun. I really love it, and I think that you guys will too. And if you have played the game and these tips helped you out, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what I can do to make things even cooler for you Street Fighter Duel lovers out there. Alright guys, I'm out of here. See you in the streets.